Yes, the recording is in progress. And yeah, once again, I welcome Samantha, and we are very glad to be here and taking time on working day. In fact, it is very tough to take some time during our work day because of our regular professional work. And thanks a lot for taking out some time and coming to us to cover your thoughts on PMI Citizen Developer. I hope it will be very useful for the audience here and going forward. I do know you have little bit of surprise for the people, or like I don't want to reveal, but going forward you will be covering that. And yeah, so once again, welcome back to the audience who are being constantly participating in the KSS sessions from PMI Pearl City chapter. And yeah, the session is yours, Samantha. Before I introduce little bit quick background about Samantha team. So Samantha, she is a global PMI citizen developer, product specialist, and she has helped PMI in launching a HPP and citizen development program and citizen development business architect micro credential for PMI. And she holds a dual degree, master's degree in education and infrastructure technology, and she is passionate about developing e-learning experience for PMI members. And she is an innovative global security education management consultant and professional development specialist in quality learning programs and curriculum development. You can connect to her in LinkedIn, and can reach out to her on the citizen development queries if not answered here. Okay. Yeah, over to you, Samantha.
I'm just going to turn on the camera and just say hello and make sure you can see me before I go on. Hold on 1 second. It's not trying to work. Maybe we'll get to say hello. No, it doesn't want to do that. Let's try one more time. Nope. All right, maybe at the end we'll get going though, but I wanted to just say thank you so much for the warm welcome. I'm seeing a lot of the chats. It's very late in the evening for you, so I really appreciate your time for joining us today. I am very excited to reveal PMI Citizen Developer and really talk through the portfolio of learning and the skills-based development that we have with this exciting transformational tool for your organization, and helping people understand, what the value is for PMI members in becoming a citizen developer practitioner. And we'll talk through, like I said, the multiple portfolio of learning that we have. Can you advance to the next slide for me?
Sure.
Thank you. So I think we all know that PMI is on a mission. Of course, we're the leader in project management, and we're empowering people to make ideas, turn them into reality. If this doesn't speak of citizen developer, I don't know what is. It's innovative, it's captivating, it's helping people understand the power of transformation and really the value of hyper agility. So PMI's 4.0 growth strategy addresses that need of really trying to bring together the existing community and welcoming global change makers. Again, PMI and Citizen Developer are all about change makers and growth and innovation. So again, since we are such a large community, we're stronger together and far more effective together in shaping the future. Next slide. And again, it's all about empowering people to make ideas reality. Citizen Developers all about turning your ideas, your solutions into effective organizational change and helping people, create automated processes that are so much more efficient and enabling you to do your job quicker, faster, better. Again, the key is hyper agility. And we're, again, bringing lots of people together to be able to understand that value. Our PMI community, our volunteers, the chapters, even our board. We are very fortunate enough to have board endorsement and the endorsement of our former CEO, Sunil, with Citizen Developer. If it wasn't for their championing and cheerleading, we wouldn't be seeing citizen developer within PMI. And we're the first to produce a vendor agnostic learning tool that provides those foundational skills. So it's all about that empowerment and all about bringing to life those skills and those tools that we need to address future needs. Next slide. I think you're probably very well aware, and maybe you've seen these statistics before, but between Forrester, Gartner, and Microsoft, everybody's telling you the statistics that show the need for developers. And Microsoft specifically has quoted that within the next 5 years, there's going to be a need for 500 million apps to be built, and 450 of those million apps will be built using low code, no code. Again, we move at the speed of hyper agility with citizen development. So it's about empowering people with understanding how even those that have very minimal coding experience can turn an idea into a very much automated process that helps create more efficiency, more value, and transformational organizational change. The active number of citizen developers will be 4 times the number of professional developers by 2023. And 81% of companies are using low code, no code, or plan to do so soon. This is not a new concept. This is something that's coming. And if we don't adapt within project management and as IT professionals, we will get left behind. So it's exciting that PMI has this skills-based opportunity to help people learn and grow. And again, take folks who have very minimal experience in coding, minimal IT experience, and help empower them by putting them with a group of change makers and helping facilitate those conversations between IT and the people who are actually on the ground doing the work, and helping expedite things, create less backlog, and also address risk, because obviously it's risky when you talk about doing something that empowers just the average person. He would say, I don't think you should be doing that. So to do something, it's a really, really beneficial tool that I hope everybody will be able to understand a little bit more of when we dive deeper. Next slide. So since we're all very, very familiar with how the process works as far as technology abstraction and the cycle, understanding where we came from is very, very important, and to see where we're going. So we're all very familiar with the waterfall concept, sequential, step-by-step, structured. It's pretty inflexible, but it's been around and it's true, tried and tested. We understand this in project management. And agile. I was very fortunate enough to work with the first development for the micro credential for Agile Hybrid Project Pro. Some of you may be familiar with that micro credential, but it literally helped enhance your existing project management credential by adding that agile skill set. And again, helping create an environment within your organization that's incremental and iterative, very flexible, very predictable. So everybody's familiar with agile. Now we're going to take it up a notch and we're going to go hyper agile. That's the power of citizen development. It's much more accelerated, it's devolved, but it empowers the people who are actually physically touching and using parts of the process to help automate and make things so much faster and efficient. Systems integrated, a lot of e-commerce and the digital transformation components are very important within that whole process. Moving from business integration through that automation cycle, again, being very iterative still, but very rapid development pace, moving into the low code, no code development. And business creates user stories in this entire process. And then obviously that then guides how the future evolves for your organization. But it's a very careful process that you have to really understand what fits best within your environment. And again, I'll get into that a little bit later when I discuss one of our courses in particular that helps empower people, but also suggests the right models that might be the best fit for your organization. You can't fit something into an organization that is resisting. There are steps, there are ways to be able to do that, and we want to be able to give them through to you And that's why we created those skills-based micro-credentials for you to achieve. Next slide, please. And again, why PMI and why citizen development? Well, obviously, project professionals are everywhere. Everything is touched by project management. It's in every organization. We also know that change makers are project professionals, students, entrepreneurs. And we're trying to broaden that reach and develop a greater, larger PMI stakeholder universe by making sure that we're being collaborative with external vendors and introducing perhaps new concepts that people don't really know or understand. Originally, citizen development was created by FTI, and that was the vendor that had that thought leadership and knowledge. And then PMI acquired the citizen development series, and it now lives with us because obviously we have that broad audience. You're here today to learn a little bit more about that. So I encourage you to share this information and make sure everybody knows, that we do have amazing e-learning skills-based courses that are very easy to obtain. It's not just our certifications. And I don't want to leave any doubt for anybody who thinks we're trying to replace the certifications. Absolutely not. Those are our gold standard, PMPs, PGMP, all of our agile certifications. They're incredibly important and hold that high value. Micro credentials are just a smaller skills-based focused specific on a specific topic, and it helps you specialize. It helps you differentiate yourself within the marketplace so that people can see that you have additional skills on top of your existing certifications. Next slide, please. So let's really truly define what's a micro-credential, what's a certification, because there is a little bit of confusion. So again, like I said, when you take a certificate, it is a full certification. You probably have to apply for it. There's a lot of different things that are involved in qualifying. A micro-credential is a little different. You may have to have a certain amount of experience that's recommended, but it's a specific skill and it's a specific test of knowledge in a certain competency. It's focused on a particular subject. In our case, what we're discussing is citizen developer. And obviously, it's a relatively new topic. PDUs are not required to maintain a micro-credential, unlike your certification. You also don't need to renew a micro-credential, where if you're very familiar with your PMP renewal, you'd have to renew that. There is no application, so no forms, no application to fill out. In order to get your e-learning course, you just have to go to the PMI store and sign up, and then your portfolio will be right within your My PMI profile, and there's a library of learning that you can access. And again, there's no expiration. The course will live on infinitely in our LMS, and you can access it whenever you need to, if you need to brush up on skills. In order to achieve, obviously, the full credential, you do need to take an exam. It's a non-application exam. Again, it's all part of the whole micro-credential experience. The exam triggers after you finish your course, and then you take the exam, all a seamless experience, and then it'll move you on once you've successfully passed to obtaining your micro-credential badge. And I'm sure we're all very familiar with how people love badges today and love displaying them on social media. So it's a way to really celebrate that achievement as well. In our particular case with our CD portfolio of learning, there are courses that you can earn 2 PDUs or up to 8 PDUs. And you can use those PDUs for maintaining your PMI certification. Again, you don't need them to maintain the micro-credential, but they can be applied to your certification renewal. Next slide. If you haven't seen or visited, and I know these things are changing all the time as far as our microsites and our different areas where you can go visit, where you can do more skills-based learning and what's available. Again, there's a new product site and a micro-credentials hub that you can visit to be able to get a little summary of all of the different types of skills-based micro-credentials and learn a little bit more about what the criteria is. In the sense of DA, there are different levels where in some cases you are having to fill out an application and you are having to show a knowledge base. And it varies, like I said, with different micro credentials. So whatever your interest is, again, we are developing lots of new micro credentials all the time based upon research and based upon member feedback. So if you feel that there's a micro credential or skills-based course that still needs to be addressed, let us know, because we've done a magnificent job really ramping up very quickly a lot of e-learning and a lot of credentials that can help you acquire skills very easily and quickly and help you promote yourself within your job or learn a new skill that you need to stay relevant within your current position. But let's dive in a little bit more about my favorite topic, much that I do love Agile Hybrid Project Pro. So those of you who have acquired that or taken that course, it's a wonderful course, highly recommend. But Citizen Developer Practitioner and the new Business Architect course that I will talk about are available as well. Next slide. And those are just the sites that you can go visit. So the links will be available. Yep. And we don't need to click. There you go. Thank you. So we have an entire course journey that we've developed. And it just depends on the stage of learning that you're at that you'd want to take any of these courses. You can take them for PDUs, just for skills-based learning, or if you're looking to acquire those skills, they're very helpful. Our foundation course is a very quick, easy course, 90 minutes. There's 3 modules, and it's self-paced online. Again, it's the perfect launch pad for your low-code, no-code journey. It helps you learn the concept of citizen development. It helps you understand the Citizen Developer Canvas, which is an important framework and model upon which CD is built. Quick, easy, 2 PDUs, and you get a certificate of achievement. So it's just a completion certificate deployed right through the LMS. Don't have to apply. And the best part, if you don't like taking tests or exams, there is no test. It's just knowledge base. The practitioner is more of our doer course. It's a bit more extensive, a lot longer, so 6 to 8 hours worth of learning. And there is that assessment at the end. So it's a Pearson VUE exam that's, again, non-application. You don't have to go out and apply or go ahead and set up an appointment to take the exam. It's linked directly within our LMS, so you take it seamlessly. The practitioner course is really the foundation of learning, of the tools and the methodologies needed to effectively create that scalable application using no code, low code, and teaching you about different types of techniques. There's downloadable resources for you to be able to access all the time. And it helps really explain the process of how to be a practitioner, how to solve those problems within your organization, and how to determine if your problem can indeed effectively be solved by CD. And it teaches you the brainstorming techniques and how to evaluate the challenges that you're trying to overcome. So it's really the doer role. It's if you're learning about practically being able to be the person who's affecting that change, who wants to actually automate a process or solve a problem within your organization, the practitioner course is a great start to be able to do that. You gain 6 PDUs, and there is a micro-credential badge after you successfully completed the exam. So if you want to be a doer, practitioner's your course. I am very excited, and you're going to be the first to know to talk about Citizen Developer Business Architect. We did a pilot way back in the end of last year, so in the beginning of this year, between December and March, we did a little pilot of our Business Architect course. It's been very well received. The content is exceptional. It's very good skills-based learning. But what we did find out was that we have an audience that wants to engage in our products in a different way. So what we tried to create is a learning journey that approaches it from 2 different ways. You've got a full micro-credential journey, just like the practitioner course. It can be consumed as the full course with an exam at the end, and then you achieve the badge. Or you can take it in a format that's mini course based. So much like that foundation course, it's more of a 1 hour, very quick skills based course on a specific module of learning. So if you wanted to learn specifically about the operating models in order to introduce CD into your organization, you only need to take that mini course. Or like I said, if you do want to take the full micro credential and take the exam, take the full bundle. And the business architect course is incomplete, is 6 to 8 hours with that assessment. And it's intended really for the leaders and the strategists that are implementing citizen development. So if you're a program manager, portfolio leader, a Scrum specialist, or an IT professional, the business architect role-based course is definitely your target. That's the course that I would definitely recommend. It teaches you how to develop the framework and the methodologies to manage governance and also oversee that collaboration between stakeholders. There are subject matter experts that are embedded within that course discussing how you would be able to approach your organization and how you could bring it to scale. It's all about that leadership position within citizen development. And as we redesigned the course, we also created what I think is a little bit more unique from any of the other micro credentials that I've seen, is that we do some scenario-based learning. So we actually put you in a role-based scenario to learn more and how to apply the skills to make it even more relevant and help you understand how to take the content and put it into effect and to make it real within your organization. So the scenarios really help bring the content to life, and it's really helped us, really address again the canvas that runs throughout all of our courses as the full complete narrative, from our foundation through the practitioner through the business architect, to help people fully understand that transition from one role to the next, and also how you're transforming your organization with the power of citizen development along the way. I'm going to take a big pause here and see if there are any questions, because I've already shared a lot of information. So if there's any questions, and Vinay, if you can help.
Sure. I'm looking at the chat. Q&A. Yes. Okay. Hi, I completed a foundation. Can I do business architecture directly or only after practitioner?
It's really up to you. I would recommend the practitioner would be next, because it really helps you understand the methodology, exactly how to create that apps and use the no code, low code platforms, and how to really go through the process, because it's a really good guide. But if you're really the one who's going to be the CDBA, then definitely jump and go ahead and take the CD Business Architect. You can take it as like I said, the small mini course format, or the full credential. So there is no sequence, but it's recommended that you take the practitioner in between, because it helps really you to fully understand the business architect role would be guiding, the citizen developer practitioners. So it's really where you're at within your organization and what your goal is from the learning perspective. I hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you, Bala Ravindranath, for that question. And we do have another question. Is PMP certification is basic mandatory one? Yeah, this is so the
PMP,
yeah,
yeah. Is the question really, do you have to have a PMP in order to take these? Is that what I'm interpreting?
I think yes. Yeah.
Okay. No, you do not need to have a PMP certification to take any of the micro credentials or e-learning experiences. Obviously, having a background in project management and knowing project management helps, because the skills and concepts and the processes are similar. The verbiage, everything, the thought leadership, the knowledge is very PMP, based as far as project management. But no, you do not have to have a PMP certification in order to take any micro credentials.
I agree. Yes. And that was from Kohli Ravindranath. Thank you for that question. Another question is this CD applicable to only software industry or manufacturing industry also?
Can you repeat that for me just so I'm clear?
So this CD certification is only related to software industry or is it applicable for manufacturing industry also?
It is available for all industries. In fact, when you hear from our SMEs within the courses, there's a SME from Amtrak who works for the transportation industry. There's a business consultant who talks to all types of diverse industries. So any industry can benefit from citizen development. It's not isolated to IT professionals. In fact, it helps empower the everyday person, the business leader, the manager who's trying to solve problems, who doesn't have access to IT. IT's, backlogged and there's too much information that they're dealing with. It helps empower you to become that IT professional with IT's support. Again, there's the over reliance on governance and making sure that IT is involved depending on what model you choose to select for your organization, but it's really empowering you to be the doer, to take charge. So it's not for IT professionals. IT professionals take this, but it's really about empowering the everyday manager, the everyday project professional, and change manager so that you can be part of that change effectively. I hope that helps.
Certainly, yeah. And
Okay.
that was from again Kohli Ravindranath. And we do have the same question from Vamsi Krishna as well. How CD is useful for non-IT professional? I think you have covered in the previous question itself. Another
Okay.
interesting question is on what kind of applications can be developed on low code, no code platforms.
What kind of applications? It
Mhm.
depends on the problem that you're trying to solve. So it again, with the practitioner course, it helps you identify whether your project or whatever you're trying to solve as far as a problem. So look at it in terms of you're trying to provide a solution for something as simple as maybe like reporting. So you're creating an application that helps reporting become seamless among different software, to make sure that connectivity is there between different programs. But it really depends on defining what your project is, whether it really can be solved by CD. So it's really defined again through that practitioner course. It's like define your project, see if it can be solved with citizen development, and then it walks you through that process of how to do that. And then as a part of that, you may find there are other solutions that you're trying to define and help other people solve. So it really can be used in multiple ways, but it depends on your organization's receptivity to being able to change and help adapt. And again, include IT in the process. Hopefully that answered the question.
Agreed. If I may add on to that what Samantha said, so we can take now example of websites. Okay, now when we go for startups, they need some website. So we have already
Mm,
templates. It's just that we give some images and then give the text and the website is ready. You are not really doing the coding there. So these kind of applications where we can utilize the citizen development uh, certification. Yeah, the next question, we have a couple of more questions, Samantha, you would like to take, or you want to continue the session?
I'm happy to take the questions if it works
Sure.
for everybody.
Yeah, sure. And yeah, this is fairly, and again, a question is, any coding experience is required?
It really depends. Not really. I mean, again, depending on how complex you get into, but I think Vinay used a great example with a website. You're moving blocks of code so that it works within the application. So a basic understanding of coding is really required, but not necessarily, because it's really you're moving those blocks of code that are already created. So it's the platforms help you provide that. You just have to ideate on what you're trying to solve as far as that problem.
Got it. Yeah. And that was from KV Ramana. Thank you for that question. And the next question is from Satish. So, how different is certification from PEGA or Creation Developer Certification?
That's a really good question. I've never been asked that question, but within citizen development, since it's such a new concept, and again, the research was done very early on about obviously evolving in hyper agility and providing tools to help people understand that. It's not a certification, so I want to really make that clear. It is a micro credential, so it's more of a specialization in a skill, but I'd have to really delve in a little deeper to see what the differences are and get back to you on that. But yeah, it's not a certification. It's definitely more teaching people everyday skills on how to interpret, like I said, problems to create those solutions. It's a lot about problem solving and helping you uh, automate processes better within the organization, things that you're trying to take care of. So
Sure. Yeah. And the next question from Raja. So, how much time we will have to complete the assessment after enrollment? Do we have to take the exam immediately after completing the 8-hour course?
that is a great question. Thank you for that. A lot of people worry about that. No, you don't have to take it right away, but it's sort of like an internal time clock that's running from when you purchase your course and the exam. You have 6 months. So when you see your course populate in the LMS, in your course library, in your My PMI profile, it will show you what the timeline is for when the exam needs to be taken by, but it's really within a 6 month period. So you have as much time as you want after taking the course to take the exam. It's, I believe, a 75-minute exam within the practitioner and the business architect, 40 multiple choice questions, very similar to a format that you'd see for the PMP. So it's very, very similar in format. And again, Pearson VUE, seamless experience right through our LMS. But yeah, you've got plenty of time. Don't have to take it right away.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, I would recommend to read the material once again and digest that, and then you can take that exam so that it will really penetrate into our brain.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the next question is from Ravi. If we register for Business Solution Architect course, is it going to cover foundation and practitioner courses as well?
Again, great question. The business architect, again, is more for the leaders. So when you look at that CD canvas that's introduced in Foundation, it shows you two sections of that framework. One is really the courses specifically for that leadership role, somebody who would be, really managing the change within an organization. It's skills focused on the governance, talking about risk, the oversight, and the collaboration between the stakeholders. It's very specific to the business architect role. Practitioner, again, separate course, different content. That's more the doer. It's the practical application of learning about the skill on how to become a citizen developer practitioner. So very different courses. If there was one, if you wanted to jump ahead, the foundation is really just to introduce you, like I said, to the canvas and the citizen development knowledge, base and the foundation. So if there was one that you were to skip ahead from, I would say foundation, but practitioner and business architect are very separate, different content. It's discussed what the roles are within each of those courses, but it doesn't do that deep dive to help you learn what the concepts are that you will have to use and different resources as well.
Agreed. Yeah. Hope that answers Ravi's question. And we have question from Pawan. So I think you have covered in previous slide, but once again for the benefit of others. So once this micro credential is awarded, is it for lifetime or do we have to do something to maintain it like PMP, PDUs?
Nope. Once you gain that credential, it is yours. We will not take it away from you, I promise. It's your credential, and you do not need to require it. PDUs are not required to maintain it. So it's not like a certification. Once you gain it, it's yours, and you do not have to maintain it.
Yeah, hope that answers Pawan. Okay, so we have another question from Amit Kumar. So his question is, does this involve the usage of code written by a coder for a specific purpose and then use it for platform?
That's a really good question as well, more on the technical side that I wish my colleague was here and he could probably express a little bit better about that. I don't see why not. Depends on how customized you want to get into the code, but it's really about, like we've said before, taking blocks of code and interpreting them into a sequence that solves the problem that you're looking to solve. So I'm sure if you're customizing the code and making it very specific, depends on the platform that you choose to use as to how malleable it is to be able to create, like I said, more of that customized effect.
Yeah, I agree. I think pretty much we have covered questions till now.
Okay, I
Yeah.
love it. All right, let's move on. So, along with the e-learning experience, if those of you haven't even seen it yet, and this is the best part about this, we have a CD handbook, and it does cover the practitioner, business architect, and foundation all in one, and the strategist all in one within one handbook. And the best part is, if you are a PMI member, it's free. You can go ahead and download the
Yes.
book for free. So, literally, you have to be a full member, but it's accessible through an ebook. And yeah, not many things in life are free, but this is. So, I will say we've been changing our website around a little bit, but I think you can still reach the link to be able to access the download. If you have difficulty, let me know. But both of those links that you see there, even though they say foundation and practitioner, will guide you to that page that now we're redesigning, and you'll be able to download the handbook. And again, in an ebook format. If you wanted to purchase it as a physical book, you can go onto Amazon and you can find the handbook there. But the book handbook provides that. It's the foundation, really. It's our CD book. It's, unlike the pin book, it's the CD book, and it helps you understand all the best practices around implementing CD within the organization to scale. And again, PMI was the first to introduce this to market and gives that framework to establish those practices and recommendations on how to grow CD within your organization. And just over there on the right hand side, there's a little bit more of a graphic interpretation of the type of tools that are in the handbook. Gives you the vision boards, gives you the process of ideation. How do we move, in a hyper agile process in a different way? How suitable your project is for CD. You have suitability scorecards and different resources to help you understand how to implement, your project within and using CD. Next slide. So the foundation, as I said, is the core course. If you just want to learn a little bit about CD, and also it's a quick lift to gain 2 PDUs if you need extra PDUs. It covers within a certificate-based course, not a certification. You get a certificate of completion. It develops, on the concept of, what's the role of citizen development in business today? The all important CD canvas that I said provides that framework and the backbone to what the CD process is, how key areas of support are needed, what's ideation 2.0, how do you use that, why is it valuable, and the outputs, the approaches of ideation 2.0, and basically the benefits. So if you're trying to help somebody understand, how this would be beneficial, the foundation course just provides you that instant, quick viewpoint of citizen development. And again, that link should work through, and the course is available on our website. And check out our redesigned landing pages, because we've done a lot of new marketing and really trying to make sure people are very aware of what CD is and how impactful it is. Next slide. We've talked a little bit about the practitioner role, and this is really diving deep into the methodologies. Again, it's a longer course, 6 to 8 hours of e-learning with the exam to get the full credential. but it's the effective course that gives you the knowledge that you need to be able to create these applications to solve the problems you're looking to solve. It's really the doer. It's what I like to call hands-on. This is where CD takes effect. It takes everyday people in their organizations, project managers, those that are trying to solve problems, that are touching the process, that are seeing where there could be areas to change things. And it puts the framework, and it puts the methods and the process into their hands to help transform and to help make things easier and better, so we can move at that hyper agile pace. This is one of my favorite courses too in the series. It really helps you. It guides you through their scenario based experiences to help you understand the concepts and put yourself into the situation that the scenario presents as well. And there's some quizzing that goes throughout the course, not extensively, but it helps you really understand the knowledge that's being displayed. Resources that are embedded inside the course. I'm thinking right off the top of my head about the matrix. It teaches you how much IT support you might need within a certain project that you're trying to achieve or to ideate through to see if CD is effective. Basically, it helps you understand those concepts, and then you can bring them to life. But this is really the doer. It's the real resource laden course that you can download them. You can use them at any time. Again, you can go back to your course, download those resources, print them, use them to help you really work through the stages, and understand, what if we need to pivot and change and adapt our project in a different way. It helps you work through the entire process and apply the CD canvas in your project. Again, this one is the full micro-credential. There's the exam. You achieve that lovely CD badge, and you achieve those all-important PDUs. So there's 6 PDUs to gather here if you're looking for extra PDUs. But the practitioners for the doers. Next slide. And then my favorite that I've been working on all for the last 6 months, Citizen Developer Business Architect. This course, yeah, it's been a long process. It's been an exciting process, but we've done a lot of qualitative research to really understand who is the business architect, who needs this course. As I said before, it's more of the program manager or portfolio leader, the Scrum specialist, IT, anybody who's really overseeing and the leader. It addresses the importance of the governance process, and how to create that organizational structure that underpins citizen development. The leaders, the CDBAs, are those that help get the resources. They go to the CEOs and they make sure that they get the resources for the practitioners to actually be able to empower that change. They're that facilitator, the stakeholder, communicator, and help absolutely advance and bring CD to scale. So there's a lot packed into this particular course that helps people understand that leadership role and how to operate. There's 3 different operating models that are embedded and talked through specifically within this course. It also discusses organizational alignment and how to create that culture that is open and innovative and really receptive towards CD. Because at first, and the SMEs will tell you, your organization might not be so receptive to this, but it helps you, guide you through the process, and helps you understand, here's what you can do, here's how you can effectively create that change. And again, be that change maker that I spoke of earlier. There's at least now 4 modules of learning. I know it interprets as 6 because of the intro and the conclusion, but the 4 modules that can be separated. You don't have to take the full micro-credential in this case. You can just take a mini course that's a skills-based learning opportunity. So you could take the organizational alignment course by itself and gain 2 PDUs. You don't have to take the full exam and micro-credential. In this case, you have options. But if you're looking to gain that micro-credential and you want to take the course and exam to gain that credential, I recommend the full course bundle. and being able to achieve that. So CDBA has options depending on where you're at in the CDBA citizen development journey to be able to gain skills as needed when you need to have them, to how to apply them to your organization. Next slide, please. So this one, again, when CD was introduced, we wanted to really help build that bridge between project management and citizen development because people didn't really understand why. But as a profession, project management is evolving. It's becoming far more technology enabled. I don't feel like I have to say that, but maybe we do. You know, it's like IT is part of everything we touch in project management. So when you're trying to learn hyper agility and skills that empower people to move faster and make it easier as far as the process goes, why wouldn't you want citizen development to help upskill project managers to develop, deploy, and manage applications and solutions just using low code, no code? And project managers are using technology to drive desired outcomes. It's it's really the source of creating something that enables change and helps people's jobs become easier. It makes it so much easier. It supports your core project management skills and experience. So if you're just looking to gain an additional skill and certify, make sure you've got that badge and share with people that I understand citizen development. It's a process. People are going to take notice. You know, it's going to gain traction for you within your career. And I've talked about it many times. PMs are change makers. You know, they want to recommend CD as a solution. You know, it's an option on the table now, whereas before it wasn't there. But people have said lots of great things about how it helps them within their organization. We've got some great videos that will be coming out talking about case studies. We even have a partner program. So if we teamed up with low code, no code vendors and created a partner program, and you can team up by using their particular platform. Again, we're vendor agnostic. The partner program encourages a lot of those low code, no code platforms and vendors to be in that same space because obviously we want you to be able to know which platform to choose, but you have options. But we don't endorse anyone in specifically, but we just encourage you to, you know, obviously look towards our partners to be able to find the right platform that works for you, that's the best fit for your organization. But there's a lot of power and value in what's been done, again, industry wide, not industry specific, on how CD has helped transform organizations. Next slide. Again, I talked about it, but yeah, within an organization, there's transformative benefits within IT and helping clear the backlog, and for individuals specifically. And I won't dive in too deep, but with the right tools, training, partner support, leaders from all industries and sectors can leverage citizen development to drive the next wave of business transformation while building on digital and the data revolution and migration. But there's a lot of benefits for multiple folks within using citizen development. Next slide. This slide sort of speaks for itself, but it really, and again, I hope you'll be able to access this afterwards, but it really, it's the who, the why, the what, and the how. You know, how does citizen development work? We covered it a little bit earlier. You know, it enables the workforce to create what's complex, automated, and systemized within a workflow process. It's democratizing the building of software solutions. You know, the skills that are required to develop apps is now anyone can do it by literally moving blocks of code and creating the experience that you're looking for. You can transform something, you know, and, you know, we're turning, you know, the rapid transformation has turned software engineers and developers into a hot commodity, but it's become clear there's not enough. There's not enough developers or IT professionals out there. You're seeing all the time, you know, education's crying out, you know, what do we need to do to train people for the future workforce? CD's here, we have it, but if only we could teach it in schools. And we do actually have an opportunity with Microsoft to teach within Citizen Developer Practitioner and Foundation are embedded in our student dashboard to be able to teach students how to learn about CD and then work within Microsoft within Power Platform to actually develop it and develop the application in real time. So they come away with a full certification and have the CD skills along with a Microsoft certification as well. So our Microsoft collaboration for students is really helping change education where we need to help them develop those developers for the future and help develop people who are, again, everyday project managers, helping them become empowered to solve problems that they face all the time. And again, it's a new way of working. I've mentioned before, hyper agile. If you don't come away from this presentation hearing anything else, hyper agile. It's that way of working leading to substantial reductions in cost and substantial reductions in development time. It expedites the process. You can take that idea and design, build, test, and deploy that app, enabling teams and organizations to bring product and services to market in an unprecedented time frame. We laugh about it all the time at CD. We're always trying to move faster and innovate and create that pathway to be able to make sure it's quicker so you can launch things in a much more expedited way. So it really enables the doers, the practitioners, to become part of the solution and to help things launch a lot quicker. Next slide. Again, this is more of an overview slide, again, really relating back to PMI and why it's so important that we've got Citizen Developer within our e-learning portfolio of skills-based learning. This is a growing trend. Citizen development is here. The hyper agility is a way of working that we need to be used to. It's everything is moving faster. But PMI obviously has the learning programs, the community certifications. We have events. I hope you'll be able to join us when we go to Congress in Las Vegas this year, and we'll be talking a lot about CD. We'll be introducing a lot of our partners and discussing a lot of how CD can help benefit you. We do chapter presentations. Again, I'm so excited to be here discussing this with you and helping your chapter learn a little bit more and hopefully pass that knowledge on. We've done a lot of presentations through a lot of different chapters. And of course, we've got volunteers. I talked to a group the other day, I think in Brazil, that voluntarily decided to host a study group, and get together and do practitioner together as a group of learning, to help encourage one another and support one another so that they can all benefit together. So that's why PMI, that's that community of learning that's a solid base, a strong audience, and again, with that change maker mentality. Next slide. And this one really kind of cements the 7 domains for successful PMI citizen development. It goes, the central focus would be our CD canvas. And it goes in the full cycle of when you think of the process and you think of the journey of a project from inception to delivery. There's that strategic planning in the beginning. It's exactly how when we worked through the courses, you develop your strategic plan. You think of the accountability and the governance, the stakeholder management, customer focused collaboration, try to create less of a silo mentality and less of a hierarchy to help everybody be part of that process and be inclusive. There's IT rules of engagement, of course, the principles, the rules, guidance, collaboration within the IT community. CD works together with IT professionals. It's not there to replace IT. It is to work in collaboration. And that's a really important idea. It's really to encourage and foster more of that conversation among the organization to include IT. And when they feel confident and comfortable that, you've got everything that you need to do within your project, that, it depends on how much risk is involved as to how much IT involvement you want to have as part of your CD process. There's value delivery and tracking, of course. When you're managing, you're obviously addressing the KPIs and the OKRs and understanding the function and the team. A CDBA manages the team. A CD practitioner manages a squad of people. So there's different definitions between those two roles and how it gets defined or scaled within an organization. As I've said before, depending on your organization's technology capability, it depends on, what the rules are, what the skills-based acquisition needs to be. So it's really, inclusive of understanding what can we do, what is achievable, and maybe you're going to be promoting growth within your innovation and how you develop CD within your organization. And then business capability and program execution, obviously through the cycle, and you're familiar with the process being agile, there's a lot of iterations, there's a lot of ideation, there's a cycle. It has to adapt, it has to be iterative, and especially when you're moving at a high impact, high velocity, you have to consider, that's change, but you have to make sure that everybody's on board and everybody understands the cycle and the process that's involved. Next slide. So, where do you start? So, I would encourage you to join our CD community. We have a whole community that's out there on the web. It will inform you about events. We actually have the event today posted on the CD community. It'll talk to you about our products, what products are there, what products are available. It discusses our case studies that our partners produce, and it's thought leadership as far as what's new in CD, what's happening, how you can use different functions and different processes, how other people are implementing CD within their organization. So it's a really factual, informative community. And ask questions, engage with the community. What's there, what's not there. We want to hear from you to understand better what your needs are in CD. So communicate with us there and join that community board. I believe also there's a link for you to be able to download the Citizen Developer Handbook if you're a full member of PMI. So there's a lot of information, a lot of resources. We produce webinars consistently all the time. If you haven't heard the name Sam Sibley, you better, because Sam's everywhere talking about the benefits of Citizen Developer. And Dolly, our community manager, is out there as well, always discussing with new vendors different ideas, how to implement, how organizations are transforming, and what the benefits and what the value is in CD. So come and listen. We've got webinars frequently running, different chapter meetings that are available. And again, I said, join us at Congress and make sure you're there to be able to, meet the team in person and really understand some of, what's going on within the CD community and how we can work together to bring this to light. So get enabled, go join us on our new landing page. And if you have questions, let us know. You can reach out to me. And again, through the community, you can reach out to our team. Next slide. And again, you have other options on how to purchase the micro-credentials, the foundation, practitioner, and architect courses. They are all on the new landing pages that are being designed. We are still testing those new landing pages, but there's videos, there's different thought leadership commentary, and there's a full description if you've missed anything that I described today on those landing page sites, and they link directly to the PMI store. So get started, and if you need to know anything more about CD, you have lots of options to be able to learn. And I think we got a final slide. Yep. So I really want to thank you so much for inviting me today. I hope this has been helpful for you to understand, the differences in micro-credentials and learn a little bit about CD. We're available through the CitDev at pmi.org mailbox. So if you have any further questions afterwards that were unanswered today, reach out to me there and our team. We're happy to help, happy to respond if you have any other questions. If you feel like you know there's somebody who'd make a great partner, please let us know. We have that partner site that's part of our landing page, and you can reach out to us to learn more about the benefits of the partner program. But yeah, any questions you have, any thoughts you have, please reach out. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Samantha, so for giving very big view of citizen development, micro credential. Team, I'll wait for a couple of minutes. If you have any questions, we can take it up. I know since today is a working day, yeah, we have hard stuff for many of us, but still we will try to take one or two questions. Okay, I do have one question. So I have been a
Mhm.
developer my whole career using most of the latest technologies, delivering apps to customer. Is CD still relevant for me, or this is more of people who are new to coding?
Good question. Can you ask that one more time for me?
So he's a developer for a whole time in his
Mm-hmm.
career,
Mm-hmm.
working on latest technologies, delivering apps to customers. So he's basically
Mm-hmm.
a developer. So is still
Gotcha.
CD relevant for me, or this is for people who are new to coding?
I would say both. Okay, you can learn from the CD process. Maybe there's something that's, again, you're a very probably advanced developer, but there are skills within CD that are just a different way. Like I said, hyper agility, different way of interpreting things, maybe it'll help you expedite your process. It's not just for those that are just learning. Again, CDBA within the skills based format may really be helpful for you. There may be things that help not just you but help your organization understand the full benefits. It's not, like I said before, about being in exclusive. It's more about being inclusive, so we want to encourage more people to learn. So passing your skills on and looking at it from a different perspective, the skills that would be gained by taking one of the courses would be beneficial as well.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, so I'm not seeing more questions, but still, if you have any questions, team, please do reach out to Samantha, and I would recommend to go back to the PMI website and join the community where a lot of discussion will be happening on the use cases by the product owners. I and in fact we have
Mhm.
a PDF available, the citizen development book. I would encourage you to go to PMI website and get your copy and start reading it to get more on details on CD. And yeah, thank you, Samantha, for the wonderful session. I think it was our privilege to hear directly from citizen product development product specialist. And thank you once again and taking on time and taking time on especially weekday. We have do have challenges and taking some time. And we have been working around what is the right slot to have a this session, but finally we could make it. And I do see over 50
Mhm.
plus members have attended this session. And thank you
Mhm.
everyone for attending. I do have a couple of announcements. Team, please post the questions and we'll try to get answer from Samantha. So yeah, so PMIPCC, our Hyderabad chapter, has our annual flagship event called as Gyan Lahari. I'm sure most of our have been seeing the mails regarding the event. So yeah, this is the early bird is going on. You can register for the event till August 14th is what we have early bird. I would encourage you to utilize this opportunity. Our theme is project management in the next normal. So this is very ongoing topic in our project management community, and you would have a privilege to meet a lot of eminent leaders from the industry, and you can have a face-to-face conversation, which is this event is in person on 17th September 2022 at Marriott Le Meridian, Gachibowli. And please do reach out to me for your any help on the registrations. I'm one of the conference director. I can help you guys. And these are the announcement upcoming PMP workshop from the chapter. Okay, so on August 27th and 28th and 3rd and 4th of September, we have PMP workshop, and you can reach out to Academy, and you can post your questions to the Academy and the corporate inquiries as well. And that is what. And as I said in the during beginning of the call, I have the PDUs will be auto credited. You will be getting one PDU in the power skill segment, and for the registered participant, the PDUs will be auto credited. And I thank my fellow board members who are there here, taking their time during work day. Manohar, Suma, Gokul, Shiva, and others. Thanks for joining. And yeah, thank you all. And please get back to us if you have any questions. I'll drop my number. You can reach out to me, and we will work with Samantha. I see she had a hot stop, so she's dropped. But we will be working with Samantha for getting the promo code or some referral code for the registering the workshop or the registering the course CD course. So yeah, please stay updated, and if anything I'll get from Samantha on the codes, we'll get back to you. I'll be dropping a mail to whoever attended this session. That referral code might be exclusive for the audience who have attended today. And once again, thank you very much, Samantha, for your time. And yeah, that's all. If you have any questions, please do reach out to me. And thanks once again. Bye for now.